Craig Johnston, eh? That's right, mate. We've got to get behind our mate, buddy.
You from the back of the truck, the entire dockland here in Melbourne. The waterfront is completely silent and idle. No one walk out, a free man come back to his mate. And just to make it a bit easier for the Premier, as well as the signatures, I'll give him the key to the door as well. Keep up the fight, let's play on the outside, and whatever you do, don't let our opponent win. Keep him in the air. We're angry. We're loud. We're united and we're proud. We're angry. We're loud. We're united and we're proud. We're angry. We're loud. We're united and we're proud. We're angry. Here we go. 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 Fists in the air. Come on, everybody. Fists in the air. You ready? Craig Johnston. Yes, Craig Johnston. Yes, Craig Johnston. Yes, Craig Johnston. Yes, the Workers United will never be defeated. The Workers United will never be defeated. The Workers United.
Melbourne was brought to a standstill today by a display of union muscle. As Brendan Donoghue reports, thousands of angry workers marched in support of jailed former union official Craig Johnston. More than 3,000 protesters, mainly from the manufacturing and construction unions, marched through Melbourne, demanding the release of former official Craig Johnston.
Craig Johnston! Craig Johnston!
They say Johnston, serving a minimum of 9 months jail for a fray in criminal damage, is a political prisoner, not a criminal. With Melbourne's docks at a standstill and city traffic blocked, the protests marched down Swanston and up Collins Street to the Premier's office. Johnston's children at the front of the demonstration.
We love you, we miss you.
What do you want to say to the Brax government about letting Dad out?
Let him out! He's a political prisoner.
But some of the bikies escorting the demonstration were shy of the media. And some of those held up wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
No, mate.
Never heard of him?
Well, just until now.
But the Premier's office was given a 10,000 signature petition of mercy and the symbolic key to release Craig Johnston. But the union's protest has fallen on deaf ears, with the Brax government refusing to intervene in the judicial process.
Zero. There's no prospect at all. The courts have made a determination.
Brendan Donahue, 7 News.
When the union's inspiration through the workers' blood has run, there can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. But what force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one? 'Tis the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Oh, the union makes us strong.
Is there aught we hold in common with the greedy parasite who would lash us into serfdom and would crush us with his might? Is there anything left for us to do but organize and fight? For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. They have taken untold millions that they never toiled to earn, but without a brain and muscle not a single wheel can turn. We can break their haughty power, gain our freedom when we learn that the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong.
By inspiring more to stand up against forces that seem to be impossible to defeat, people like Craig prove that every day we can make a difference if we only have the guts and determination to try. And members of my own union in New Zealand, the Feltex members here in Victoria and also in New Zealand have sent their messages of solidarity and support to Craig. And the list goes on. Comrades, there are many, many thousands of workers here, and as we've heard, around the world, who understand the injustice of this. We're here today to try and make a difference. I want to now introduce you to Steve Dargangle. Steve is the Secretary of the Metals Division of the AMWU.
But the failure of the state to jail others. When I went down to see Craig Johnston down at Loddon, it was remarkable who wasn't there. We didn't see the bosses of James Hardy in jail. We didn't see the bosses of companies that have been responsible for workers' death. Why is it that the bosses of James Hardy and their actions that have resulted in thousands of deaths and projected 30,000 more deaths are walking free?
A list of petitions will go into the Premier in a more sort of formal thing as soon as we've got them all in. Sign the petition. There are petitions down here at the table here. You're more than welcome to petitions, and you haven't given them in yet. We need them, and it's a matter of urgency. That's the first announcement. Second announcement is the table down here that's got some, it's a fundraiser venture. It's got the T-shirts. There are a number of free Craig Johnston T-shirts being produced.
Touch one, touch all is the militant workers' creed. We stick together to fight the boss's greed. 29 workers sacked, their jobs tossed in the bin. You can stand and fight or meekly chuck it in. Workers first, don't lie down. Greedy bosses wear a big frown.
So we might get him to crank up and I'll see if I can.
We're going to win it, mate. We will.
There you go, mate. You'll break your camera, I'll warn you.
Look at that, mate. There you go.
Foggy. I like your tape.
What's your plans today, Albert?
Beautiful day for a march. Not very often you get everyone like this, but it's good.
They don't get him on Australia's most wanted.
The victim of the rotten system that jails workers. In the 1890s, when shearers were jailed to try to stop scabs doing their work during the big shearers' strike, Banjo Paterson, the famous poet, said, "When they jail a man for striking, it's a rich man's country yet." Seems nothing's changed in Australia centuries later.
Come together collectively, and we believe that Craig Johnston's been dealt an injustice. Yesterday we had a function down at Victoria Dock. It was to commemorate all the people who have died from asbestos who worked down there. We had three
300 of our members have died from asbestos or are suffering from the disease of asbestos, and it's a one-way street.
From Craig, and it talks about how in September 1999 the killings and destruction intensified in East Timor, and the action of Australian workers were important in ratcheting up the pressure on the Australian government to send in peacekeepers. And there were votes to put bans on the Garuda Indonesian Airways and on freight to Indonesia. And at the Melbourne Airport, construction workers and the Airport Alliance, which included both the CFMEU and the AMWU and the other construction unions, held sit-ins at the Garuda check-in counter. The leadership provided by Craig played an important role in galvanising workers' support at this decisive moment in the Timorese campaign. An example, and one more I want to give before we hear from our last speaker, is that also a few years ago, when there really started to be a rabid campaign against refugees and asylum seekers coming to this country, Craig was one of the first union officials and union leaders in the country to sign on and support the work of those people fighting for justice for refugees and asylum seekers, and support the Refugee Action Collective, who are also here in recognition of that today. So 2 examples of not just fighting for justice for his own members and workers in the state, but for important struggles for justice and fairness throughout the world. Martin Kingham, the Secretary of the CFMEU, Construction and General
Thanks for a very warm welcome on a very warm day. Before I'll tell you what I want to say, I've just got to say a couple of words about the previous speaker, Kevin Bracken. Kevin's new to the leadership of the MUA in recent years, and he's a bit shy and he's a bit humble. What Kevin forgot to tell you was that while he's here addressing you from the back of the truck, the entire dockland here in Melbourne, the waterfront, is completely silent and idle. There's no big effort to silence the waterfront, even when you're up to your neck in defending your own members' struggles across the board in various workplaces. If anybody else was having a go and was in difficulty against their employer, or internationally, as you heard from Michelle, in relation to the East Timorese people, it didn't matter how busy the metal workers were, the officials of the union when Craig was secretary. It didn't matter how many problems he had on his own plate, he would be there. He would organise workers, rank and file members, union officials and delegates to provide solidarity to other workers' struggles time and time again. And that's the example that we have to keep following. As we marched up here today, we marched up Collins Street. We marched past a particular building which I haven't got very fond memories of, Collins Place, right? The home in Melbourne of the federal government's Royal Commission.
Budget Commission.
I don't need to remind people about that particular episode, because you were there again. You marched time and time again to support officials and rank and filers, the building industry unions, when we were under that attack. Not all that different from the attack that Craig's at the receiving end now. Because what was it about? It was about propaganda. It was about peddling lies. It was about creating an impression of disagreement and disunity in the union movement, to make divides, to make splits, and to lock people up. Make no mistake, this federal government isn't happy with the old-fashioned liberal approach. So you have a dust-up, you take them on as hard as you can, but at the end of the day, the unions are there and you've got to deal with them. That's the old approach. This government's got a different approach. They want to get rid of the unions. They want to bury us in litigation. They want to fine us. They want to penalise us, and they want to send us to jail. Craig is just the first of many attempts by the establishment. And the lessons that we learned from this one will put us in good stead to maintain this fight. It's a long fight. This government's here for a while, but looking around today, looking in this crowd, I know that we're equal to that fight. It's a responsibility.
We'll stand together and sing a union song. We will all stand together and know that we belong to the strength of the future in a common working bond. Stand together and sing a union song.
There's trouble fast approaching and the skies are overcast, but let us not lose sight of all the lessons of the past, the victories that were fought for in battles loud and long by the millions who sang a union song.
We will all stand together and sing a union song. We will all stand together and know that we belong to the strength of the future in a common working bond. Stand together and sing a union song.
United we can bargain, but divided we must fall. Injustice to the one will mean injustice to us all. But when we stand together, the future will belong to the millions who sang a union song.
We will all stand together and sing a union song. We will all stand together and know that we belong to the strength of the future in a common working bond. Stand together and sing a union song.